Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. Recently, NVIDIA founder and CEO Huang Resumption announced that the United States has approved its resumption of sales of H20 chips to China and plans to launch new compatible GPUs. This news is like a stone thrown into a calm lake, causing ripples. The mainland market has changed suddenly. The H20 chip, which was strictly controlled 3 months ago, has now suddenly obtained an export license. The United States has relaxed chip exports. China's response is intriguing. The United States has long been controlling chip exports to China. Since the passage of the Chips and Science Act and a series of subsequent rules in 2022, it has gradually restricted the export of advanced chips, EDA tools and manufacturing equipment to China. By 2025, it has become even more severe, and the H20 chip designed specifically for China has also been included in the control list, making the chip almost disappear in the Chinese market. However, just 3 months later, the U.S. Department of Commerce approved the export license for H20. This sharp turn has triggered a lot of speculation from the outside world. Some experts are optimistic that this marks the end of the Sino-US technology war, and that the world trade order will soon return to normal. But this judgment is too naive. The Sino-US technology war is not something that happens overnight. It involves complex strategic interests. The relaxation of chip export controls by the United States this time can only be regarded as a preliminary transformation from vicious competition to benign competition, and this process is full of uncertainty and may be repeated at any time. From the response of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we can feel China's cautious attitude. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that it would not make specific comments on corporate behavior, and at the same time emphasized that China has always opposed the instrumentalization and weaponization of science and technology, and economic and trade issues, and the malicious blockade and suppression of China. This position is not only a criticism of the United States' past behavior, but also a vigilance against possible variables in the future. The facts also fully prove that the United States has not stopped suppressing China's technology. The H20 chip exported by NVIDIA to China is essentially still a castrated version. It is based on NVIDIA's Hopper architecture. Although it is equipped with 96 GB HBM3 video memory and a bandwidth of 4.0 TB per second, the number of cores is reduced by 41% compared with H100, and the performance is reduced by 28%. In order to meet the U.S. chip export control requirements, the Hopper architecture has been castrated to the limit and cannot be further downgraded. This fully demonstrates that while the United States is relaxing regulations, it is still trying to maintain its dominant position in the chip field through technological restrictions and curb the development of Chinese science and technology. So why did the United States make such a decision at this time? Commercial interests are undoubtedly one of the important factors. The export ban in April 2025 caused Nvidia to suffer heavy losses, and it is expected to lose $8 billion in revenue in the second quarter of fiscal year 2026. Since the United States implemented the chip ban, Nvidia's share of China's AI chip market has dropped sharply from 95% to 50%, facing fierce competition from local companies such as Huawei and Cambrian. Under the blockade of the United States, Chinese local chip companies have continuously increased their R&D investment, improved their technology level, and gradually occupied a place in the market. If the United States continues to go its own way and increase its chip export controls on China, American companies such as Nvidia will lose the huge Chinese market, and the Americans themselves will eventually be hurt. In addition, the stability of the global industrial chain is also a factor that the United States has to consider. The chip industry is a globalized industry, and countries are interdependent and influence each other. The United States has instrumentalized and weaponized science and technology, and economic and trade issues, and maliciously blocked and suppressed China, which not only disrupted the stability of the global industrial chain, but also damaged the interests of other countries. In today's deepening globalization, this approach is undoubtedly a short-sighted behavior and is not in the long-term interests of any party. For China, this move by the United States is both an opportunity and a challenge. On the one hand, the resumption of supply of H20 chips can alleviate China's shortage of chips to a certain extent and provide certain support for the development of related industries. On the other hand, we should also be soberly aware that the United States will not easily give up its technological suppression of China. We must unswervingly follow the path of independent innovation, increase investment in R&D in the chip industry, break through key core technologies, and realize the independent control of the chip industry. In this technology game without gunpowder, every move of the United States is full of calculations, while China needs to maintain strategic determination, with firm beliefs and unremitting efforts, continue to make new breakthroughs in the field of science and technology, and realize the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation.